Good afternoon, Carl here from the Irish Weather Network. Good news to report on our 5-day forecast here, covering up to the following weekend. We have high pressure on the chart here, which indicates a nice settled spell of weather for this weekend. Probably a little bit sooner, it could be Friday, we could start to see the first signs of things settling down. And this lasts right through the weekend, so pleasant days, cold nights, but light winds, so it should feel nice and pleasant out and about during daylight hours, but still it'll be chilly at night because we're at the back end of meteorological winter and we're starting meteorological spring on the 1st of March, which doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get warmish weather, but it's nice to see high pressure centred over the island come this weekend. But more on that in a minute, because we do have weather warnings to get out of the way first, and we have a big storm depression that's out in the Atlantic of 952 millibars at the moment, which is a real deep area of low pressure. And we have mild winds coming up from the south, but unfortunately there's a lot of rain to contend with, and that rain is going to affect the southern half of the island later on this evening and over the west, and it's going to push steadily across the country overnight and into Tuesday, giving us a very wet spell of weather in places. This is the rainfall accumulation over the next 3 days. You can see the higher reaches are, you could have 4 inches, 100 millimeters in places, and widely between 2 to 3 inches on lower levels. So you're talking about over here in the Dingle Peninsula, look, it's over 2 inches of rain. Carsavine as well, over 2 inches, and then over the higher ground as well, you're going to have, as I said, up to 100 millimeters possible over the next 3 days. This is going to be a lot of flooding in these areas down here where the river's swollen, and the strong onshore winds as well. So it's not going to be too pleasant down here. So it's a kind of a snapshot of what it could be totals wise over 3 days, not just tonight, over the next 3 days. So you're going to have a wet spell of weather tonight and during Tuesday as well. Now if you move across more into South Leinster, totals not as high, but still lower levels here with 2 inches, up to 2 inches in places. Again, flooding could be a risk. As we go higher into the northern, well, you have Dublin now, which is as we said, the driest county in Ireland, but because of the Wicklow Mountains, they sponge most of the moisture out of the atmosphere and leaves Dublin kind of relatively dryish, but still possibly 1 inch of rain could fall here over the corresponding 3 days. Move across more into Connacht. Again, higher ground, we'll see the higher totals here up to 2 inches over the high, probably 3 inches over higher ground, lower levels up to 2 inches of rain over 3 days. And we come into the northwest. Again, not as much rainfall as in the southern reach, but still, nonetheless, it's going to be a wet period over the corresponding 3 days. Moving across into Northern Ireland, we have again up to 1 inch of places, or half an inch. And over the Mourne Mountains here will be a higher total. So anywhere that's going to have elevation, we'll see higher totals over the corresponding next 3 days, which will lead to flooding, particularly in the southwest, maybe southern parts of Leinster, and over even the lower lands across the Midlands around the Shannon Basin as well. So what was a lovely Monday afternoon. It's clouded up here now. And I hope that you listen to the forecast that I gave yesterday to get out and about and enjoy it, because it is going to go rapidly downhill come the evening time with really strong winds and a lot of heavy rain to contend with overnight tonight and a good part of Tuesday as well. There is going to be weather warnings in place for heavy rain, and it's going to affect the western half of the island, the southwest, and along the southern parts of Leinster as well. But everywhere is going to experience some heavy rainfall over the next 36 hours, possibly 48 hours. So if I'll just run this on here and I'll show you the rain now. It's going to hit the southwest coast, beg your pardon, by this evening. It's going to steadily move up along the western seaboard and across southern Leinster. Now these rainfall totals are going to be highest in these regions, and then we have another pulse of heavy rain that's going to come up through the country on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now Wednesday seems to be another little spell of rain, but it doesn't be as intense as Monday evenings and Tuesdays. And as we go through to Thursday, little bit of rain here and there across the island, not much, and then things should settle down for Friday. And I touched on that high pressure that's due to come into place and give us a nice spell of weather over the course of the coming weekend. with the rain, we're going to have a lot of wind to contend with as well, with strong gusts. And this is the chart for the gusts. As you can see, Monday evening, well, it could be gusting up as far as 90 to 100 kilometers an hour in the southwest around Kerry. Again, over higher ground, the winds will be that bit higher once more. So as we run through into the wee hours of Tuesday morning, we see the winds now are still up, gusting up around 100 kilometers an hour in the southwest and along the southern coastline. Parts of the east are going to be affected as well as to the west. Now, the strongest winds are not going to abate there. They're going to pick up once again through Tuesday and probably become even stronger, particularly in the southwest again. So, it likes around Kerry, around the peninsulas down here, anywhere between 110 and 120 kilometer an hour gusts through Tuesday afternoon. And these winds will only slowly abate as you go through Tuesday evening, still gusting up towards 100 kilometers an hour before finally tapering off later on Tuesday evening countrywide. And then as we go into Wednesday, it's not going to be calm by any means, but the winds shouldn't be as strong as they were about Monday evening, overnight Monday into Tuesday, and during Tuesday afternoon. So just looking at the wider scale, even over land now, it's going to be gusty as well. You could have a gust between 80 and 90 kilometres at the peak times during Tuesday afternoon, and everywhere across the country as well is going to suffer from underneath these stronger wind gusts at times. It's enough to cause a little bit of structural damage, maybe a couple of branches down off trees as well, but thankfully they're not in full leaf, but there could be some branches nonetheless down. There could be some power outages across the southwest in particular, maybe along the southern counties of Leinster as well. So just be mindful of that over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours. So zooming further out, we see the high pressure that's down in the Azores, and this is what we look for in the summertime. The Azores high pressure settles things down and gives us sometimes the heat waves that we get in the summer, but we're not at that stage just yet. But this is where we want high pressure to build from, say in the springtime or summertime, and that is going to nose its way, move this low pressure away, push this low pressure back towards Svalbard up there at the top of Norway, and this high pressure is going to come and settle down over or very close by the island come the weekend. So you're going to have gentle southerly or southwesterly winds, pleasant by day. The sunshine will actually feel really nice out and about. Cold at night, but temperatures would fall down close to zero. But during the day, you could have anywhere between 11 and 13, maybe 14 degrees. Now, the warmest of this weather will still be over in the continent here, but still, we'll take a dry few days after what's going to happen to us over the next couple of days, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday in particular. By the end of Sunday, we still have high pressure close to our doors, and it's not moving too far away, but we're moving into next week here, so we're just moving outside the reliable time frame. This is 7 days away, so things could change. But I will note that it's a strong enough high pressure. It's 1040 millibars, so it's going to block out the Atlantic, a kind of steering influence of mildish southerly or southwesterly winds at times. Bit of good news on the horizon. Just get these couple of days out of the way, things should settle down and be a bit more pleasant for a change. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel please, and I'll make more content like this going forward. No matter where you are, stay safe, take care, bye bye.